Hello, hello, welcome in. It is Taurus time. We're approaching this full pink moon. That's one of my favorites, full pink moon. I mean, it's certainly different from the cold ass moon. There's some that are like full pink moon, the blush of spring and all of that. And full moons are about release. So it seems to me with the conjunctions that are going on and the moon and the change into Taurus, it just seems like it's not just one thread. It's as if something is happening with the whole fabric of it somehow. And what we release now, I think, matters. And I've really tended to think of the release business as kind of from the negative point of view, like, what do I need? Sorry, the camera said it's quite tippy. What do I need to let go of in a kind of sad or mournful way? You know, what is it I've been hanging on to, thinking it belongs in my life and it doesn't? There's also a more positive perspective on that it's release, that it feels good, that it's aligning ourselves with something that's more to do with our growth or our expansion, this Jupiter influence that's coming up. You know, don't play small. I think that's release, and enter into the realm of don't play small. That's what they say. 5 of Cups. This isn't playing small exactly, but it's being focused on what you don't have, what you miss emotionally, what you think you missed out on emotionally, and you might rightly have. It's a posture of sadness and grief. I like to think of it, well, I don't like it, but, you know, it's always struck me as the widow card, the widower card, the one who's lost their partner. And you don't have to, the other guy doesn't have to die to feel like this. You know, it's mourning the death of the connection, Cups energy. And I think that might well be what we're releasing. You know, moon energy is water, largely, that pull of emotion. And here the person has been kind of pulled into some kind of backwater standstill. Don't know what that is. It's very windy out. Yeah, they're sort of like in a backwater. Empress. I mean, Empress is too big. This energy, male or female, does not play small. Can't play small. You know, talk about expansion. This is the Gaia principle. This is growth and creativity. This is sort of who are we this time? Pregnant with possibility. You know, giving birth to a world and to ourselves as part of that world. It's grounded, and it's Taurus season. This is a card of Taurus. People also see it as a card of Libra, and for some reason I've always felt so much the earth energy of this. Okay, divine feminine. 6 of Cups. Boy, this has come up again and again. 6 of Cups is a return. It's like this won't go away. Not for long. It's in some sort of cycle of emotional ebb and flow. like the departure and the return, and the departure and the return. That kind of relationship that just, you know, it may have gone away, but it comes back. It's the ebb and flow of water energy. And divine feminine, it being in the feminine energy of the receptive, kind of is at the center of that ebb and flow. It's life force. You know, the emptying of the cups and perhaps the filling of the cups. Ebb and flow, okay? Full pink moon. Tell us about the loss, please. Very different energies here. It's the release of that sadness in order to come into a grounded energy in oneself. Taurus, a grounded energy in oneself. You know, knowing your worth, knowing, you know, in a way, you're the source of all life. We all are, right? But this is probably an individual who knows it, who's in alignment with this. Emperor doesn't cling to anybody. All about release. It could be that she's releasing this old relationship. She's not hanging on to it. The it card of the individual, the self-sufficient individual, that doesn't mean it's necessarily a single person, because this is also the archetype of the wife and mother. But there's certainly, you know, somebody absorbed in loss, somebody who's grounded in themselves. You know, may feel sadness, but doesn't like go down the drain. Maybe did for a while, maybe for 5 months, was just, had succumbed to this sadness. Under Empress, Judgment. Card of decision. You know, I judge this way or that way. This is, to me, a card of karma. You know, of coming to an ultimate judgment based on how we've lived our lives. And this is it. These guys are rising up out of the coffin. This is the release of the old life. The release of the sadness that happened to us in 3D, in the old life. And this is the, you know, Pentacles speak to life and to growth and to stability. Somebody is indeed coming back into their own life. You know, hearing the divine call to be reborn. This can speak to a kind of past life feeling, a connection that reverberates that way. And you know, this is almost like once upon a time. These children in this almost storybook landscape. You know, from long ago, once upon a time. And it might be like, I was in this place once upon a time. Now I'm stabilized again. I'm earth energy, I'm Gaia. I'm so grounded. I'm so about growth and creativity. It's hard to be creative from this space. You can certainly, art often is in response to this sort of energy. Like if we're in bliss all the time already, do we need art? And I don't know, what am I? Under 6 of Cups. Tower. Okay, it's almost like Gabriel, you know, that's the name of the angelic force. This one actually has a reference to a certain energy, divine energy. Gabriel blew the horn and the walls came tumbling down. I think so. Joshua, I guess, blew the horn, but there's a horn here. You know, it's something like the divine vibration just brings down this thing that was unstable and too small. Some idea of oneself was too small, and now here we are restored to ourselves. It's like we take up all the room. And the confined, this is almost like in the fairy tale, you know, in the fairy tale Once Upon a Time, there was a tower that kept these people trapped. Because, you know, to live in a tower is to be cut off from life. It's to be safe in the citadel and, you know, not going anywhere. And it's like the universe steps in with this lightning bolt and says, you can't huddle down in the citadel. You can't, you know, that's not a safe place anymore. This is the safe place. The environment you build in 3D, you need to it's a call to self-sufficiency. And that doesn't sound right. To self-realization, to actualization. Pentacles are about what's real and in this lifetime, in this place. In this place. The growth of Empress, you know, can't be contained in this anymore. And towers are usually sudden events that can be really unsettling at first because, you know, when the earth starts to quake, our impulse is to hold our ground, literally hold our ground. This is how we hold it. By embodying it. By embodying it. That grounded earth energy is you. Your incarnation here and now. I mean, this is a pretty big, the energies here are big. Empress, Judgment, Tower, those are all major arcana cards. The forces sort of that inform the everyday life, the minor arcana cards. They inform it, but they are kind of acted out on the stage of our everyday life. I was thinking about what archetype, you know, how to kind of recognize archetype, and I didn't write it down, but it was the idea that when you resonate with something, it's like you know, if a song is in your head, if the lyrics seem to be for you, that's a bit how to understand if a reading is for you. If it just seems to be telling your story. And whoever wrote that song is the person who created something that's archetypal, that gave birth to something that is so rooted in life, you know, it resonates with all of us. It says, that's me. I recognize that. That's my story. That speaks to my life. You know, and it may not be the life that was, Tower. It's the life that will be, Judgment, the resurrected life. And in fact, it can't be the old one. It's like, you know, you don't live here anymore. You don't live here anymore. It's hard to let go of loss sometimes, you know. That emotion of sadness and loss can feel like, Cups energy, it's our last connection, Cups energy, to that thing we've lost. You know, whether it's a home, something we're really nostalgic for that we were connected to, that had that past life tinge. Well, now it has the new life. That's the call that's being offered to us, you know, boop. Can you hear it? Can you rise up to the next thing? On 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. That's a natural progression from, you know, authenticity and creating an environment. 10 of Pentacles is like the kind of the idealized home. Something in our, you know, in our childhood memory that a person or a connection to a place, maybe, you know, because this is a card of home, of roots, of legacy, of a lot of time past, maybe in a literal place, but certainly in a place that supports us the way home does, in an energy, and it's something we've created, an environment we've created for ourselves. And I think it's an environment, you know, it's like being able to invite people into your home. So it's solitary, but it's not. It's 9 of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles, this inclusive 10 of Pentacles energy. And it's a natural progression. You can't create this unless you're grounded in yourself. Once you're grounded in yourself, it's reflected all around you in the environment, Taurus energy, of Empress. You've given birth to the world. Wow. The new world, the new life, the resurrected life, the Taurus time of spring and growth. And on Tower, Fool card. I mean, it just doesn't get any better. Old life goes boom. You know, the egg cracks and out you pop. Fool energy, fresh, new, willing to risk it, willing to begin. Perhaps to begin again. But it's Aries energy, it's bold, it's action-taking, it's, you know, making the leap. On the level of the archetype, we have so many major arcana cards here. Taurus, the energy that gives birth. You know, this is like the waters breaking, sort of. A call to the new life. And here's the new life, Aries energy. So we have Aries, Taurus, the progression in the astrologically. A natural progression, 9 of Pentacles to 10 of Pentacles. It's all about growth here. On 5 of Cups, the sadness. Well, that's a card of moving forward. Moving forward. In fire energy, Wands energy, Aries energy. These are the staves coming in, and this You know, the Fool carries the stave and is traveling light. You know, partly traveling light because, talk about release. This is quite a sudden release that might for a moment feel destabilizing, but there's an energy of jumping right in. And out of this Five of Cups, you know, I'm stuck in a place of sadness. You know, back in the flow. Can be a card of back and forth communication. It might be messages from the universe coming in, or messages, you know, messages coming in your dream time, sort of telepathic. This call back to, you know, you're hearing it. You're hearing it from another plane of existence, this new resurrected, new life place. These messages come in calling you back to life, back to Aries energy. Wands are life force. They're like, you know, this volley of energy that just wakes you up. And it might be a conversation, a literal, wow. Whatever it is, this is another kind of release. This is a card of Cancer. Forward movement on the level of emotion. Sorry. I did it again. The 5 to the 6. From sadness, perhaps to the return. And it may be a conversation that initiates it. And then off we go. This is a fast archetypal. You know, this is the psyche just taking a leap forward. Being aligned. Being on the same page. In the realm of feelings, right? Somebody may be returning quickly with an emotional message. There may be an emotional conversation that really moves the whole situation forward. This is a card of Cancer. Again, in that astrological march around the signs. Aries, Taurus, Cancer. Everything's about forward movement into the new. Yeah, that might be it. Is that it? That's it. Really? I always want to go more and more. But this is flow energy. Some vivifying conversation that really wakes us up. It's new. It can't be what it was before. We would not fit back into this tower. We wouldn't go willingly if we had the chance. And in fact, we don't have the chance to go back to that thing. It's crumbled. It's already like dust on the ground. But does it give rebirth? I mean, right here, it gives rebirth to something new. It's that cycle of death and rebirth. I'm surprised we don't have the death card, but we certainly have the new life card. There's been a transformation. I see Tower as Scorpio energy. So in that sense, yes, we do have the death card. Scorpio, feelings energy, completely, the old way collapsed, the new way springs. It's a great reading. New life, comes forth. Out of the rubble, out of the coffin. Welcome home. Thank you. We've had an uptick with subscribers. I encourage you to do that if you haven't already. It's free, and it just gives a kind of thumbs up to the channel, which kicks the wheel for the, just trust me on this, it like helps in a big way to grow the channel, make it more visible to other people. Yeah, so thank you for those who have done that, who have taken, anyway, you've joined the tribe, and I appreciate that. On the board, we have Cancer, Taurus, the Judgment card, Scorpio in the Tower, Aries and Fool. A lot of fire here. This is like the kindling, sort of. What sustains the fire? Somebody's like, basically, the lightning has lit a fire under somebody's butt, and they leap. A little bit because they have to. It's like, do you leap from the burning building? Yes. Into your own life. Aries, into life force energy. I love this, and you will too, is my guess. See you next time.